It's time for the Scraphouse with Austen Lane and Kasey Kuhrts on the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network.
Hello, good sir.
What up, Kasey?
What up? Scraphouse, Action Sports Jax 24/7 network, coming to you from two various locations that did not give me confidence, as I just lost you for a second, but you're still here. You still exist.
Yeah.
And that's what we're going to hope for the next 59 minutes or so here on the network. First things first, did you figure out what your bold diffuser was used for in the last minute?
Yeah, man. So what we're talking about, I'm not in the orange room anymore in South Florida.
It's disappointing.
This is an upgrade.
Yeah, it's disappointing.
Got my own spot. And in my own spot, we have, of course, everyone refers to this as a form leg
Huh.
from IKEA.
Would you look at that?
It's a form leg.
That's nice. They don't just give those away,
What does
you
it
know.
do?
Not a clue.
Is it like decoration?
Decoration, I would say. I don't think it has a use.
I mean, it's got like a hole in it.
Potpourri, potentially?
Maybe.
I'm not an
can
interior
blow it.
design. No, I wouldn't do that.
Huh?
Like, you're in an Airbnb. I wouldn't do that.
It's a good point.
Yeah, man.
Gonna put that bad boy down.
I would probably, just trying to survive here one step at a time. All right, now that we've got that figured out, I guess we can talk about wrestling, huh?
I mean, Kasey, do you mind, like, I don't want to dwell on it too much. Can you, like, go on Google quick and see what it does?
Sure thing. What's it called again?
Formlig.
Foam League.
Formlig. It's not like we have a million things to talk about in wrestling or anything.
It is a plant pot, indoor, outdoor pot from IKEA. They're $2.99. Like $2.99.
Huh. Well, shout out to me, fool. I thought it was like a $30 product you ever talking.
Nah, $2.99. You can get them pretty cheap overall.
I should start going to the home shopping now. Kasey, what if I told you right now, this goes for what? $25.95? I can let you walk out the right now for, let's call it $5 flat.
That's a heck of a deal. You'd be good on the Home Shopping Network, QVC, whoever's hiring.
Yeah, we'll see.
All right, as we move away from potted plant utensils that you can get at IKEA for various amounts of dollars, or at the Home Shopping Network for other dollars from Austen, wrestling, we have Smackdown, we have, oh Lord, Saturday night's main event, we have Raw, also AEW did something, maybe mention that if we get a chance. Not doing full Smackdown here because like R-Truth cut a very passionate promo that unfortunately in the grand scheme of things doesn't matter.
Didn't matter.
Didn't matter at all.
Yeah.
And various other things. But there are a couple of things of note that did happen in SmackDown, so I say we start there. And to me, the first of those was Tiffany Stratton almost saying that the Money in the Bank didn't matter and that it was useless to cash in on her. And I was like, now, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Call me crazy, but that's how you got the title, though.
Yeah,
so that was interesting.
Interesting dynamic with Alexa Bliss.
You're here.
Oh,
You're still here.
okay. Yeah. Interesting dynamic with Alexa Bliss, I thought.
Yeah, so Alexa Bliss comes out and says some things, which leads to Charlotte Flair to come out. Tiffany calls them both vintage. Okay. Yeah, Alexa Bliss may be the only person getting more of a pop than Tiffany Stratton right now, which I think is intriguing, but also
Yes.
Tiffany is still acting like a heel, in my opinion, the way she like talks to them. So I don't know what to feel
she
there.
still kind of has that attitude.
Yeah.
And I don't know, man. It's supposed to be like relatable, and she just doesn't give that vibe at all.
Mm-mm.
Like entitled, bratty, very heelish.
Yeah.
I will say this though about Charlotte Flair, Kasey. I think you'd agree with me here. She like improved now on the timing and the pacing of her promo.
Mm-hmm.
Like she doesn't stop anymore. Oh, really? That's how you guys feel about me?
Definitely.
Like she just pushed right through. She was getting booed out of the building,
Yes, she was.
stunned, didn't get shook up, just kept doing her thing.
Yeah, no,
That's what she needs to do.
That was key. And it feels like she should have already been there, but she had some time off, I guess, whatever. It is what it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, she did what she had to do promo wise there. I'm not sure where we're going with the Alexa Bliss, Tiffany Stratton, and potentially, because it feels like Alexa and Charlotte are going to be involved in something together. And I hate to say the Triple H favorite, the tag team match potentially, but it kind of feels like we're going in the direction of Alexa and Charlotte teaming at some point against Tiffany and somebody, which is not great.
That's where it's going towards. I don't think we need to see it.
Well, I don't think.
I mean, we have the Wyatts back now, and spoiler, we'll break it down later tonight or later, in Smackdown. I just feel like, are you getting anything out of Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair? Like as a
No, not for a one-off. If they, for whatever reason,
especially when everyone hates Charlotte Flair and everyone to Bliss.
Yeah. I mean, it would be. I guess if you're trying to get Charlotte back to the face side, you could try that, but it doesn't feel like it's going to work because everybody hates Charlotte. I think you just need to take advantage of that and just let Charlotte handle that if she can handle that. But yeah, overall, that was an interesting dynamic. We'll see where we go from there. That leads into Charlotte Flair, Julia, and Selena Vega in a Money in the Bank qualifying match. And we talked about it last week. Wasn't really sure where that was going to go. We were pretty confident Selena Vega was not going to win. She was already a champion, which is still true today. And then Charlotte Flair, Julia, where direction were you going to go? And your girl decides to go on and get a win. How about that?
Great, Kasey, but I'm going to be honest. Crowd wasn't really feeling it.
Not really.
She got zero pop the whole time.
Well, like, here's the thing about that. They obviously expected her to get more of a pop, I think.
Yeah.
But your problem is, for people that don't watch NXT or just, are new to the whole thing, she came in as a she came in as a heel. She was attacking EO and all them, and that's the route you go. So I can't imagine I think they did expect her to get a pop. She didn't really get a reaction at all, which wasn't great. Charlotte, who at this point is known heel. And there should be no surprise that Selena Vega wasn't going to get a reaction, right? So that's why, as it was playing out, I'm like, okay, the way that people are reacting, Charlotte has to win here or else nobody's going to care. And then Julia ends up winning to very little reaction.
I cared, but barely.
Yeah, listen, I was happy for you.
Yeah, I know, but I wasn't happy for myself, Kasey, honestly, because it's the reaction. I'm going to be honest here with Julia.
Okay.
I don't know if this is like a TKO thing, a Triple H thing. I think they underestimated the lull that she was going to give the universe in terms of excitement. Because I was excited for Julia because I knew her work before NXT.
Mm-hmm.
She was regarded as the top female wrestler in any promotion when she wrestled in Japan. So I was excited for her. I saw some of her matches on YouTube. They're fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
She comes to WWE, NXT, does, and then she gets called up to the main roster. But you don't tell this story. You assume everyone was like me and they saw her on YouTube. They watched her on NXT.
Yeah.
And people didn't.
That's a good call.
So you essentially the stranger who nobody knows her resume, come to the WWE, win a qualifying match, Charlotte Flair for the ladder in the bank or the Money in the Bank, and it's all you got.
That's all you got.
It sucks because I feel like you only get one chance to make a debut. You only get one chance of first impression. And I think they did Julia a disservice by not telling her story, by not introducing her. It's just, hey, she's with Roxanne Perez, who, by the way, star.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it.
Roxanne has a story already. Roxanne, whether that was her story or not, she's very much involved in the story. And yeah, listen, I'm not arguing with you. I think there's a lot of good points on what has happened so far with Julia, but nonetheless, she wins in somewhat, and this part kind of confused me. she pins Selena Vega, not Charlotte Flair. So are you telling me that in that match, Charlotte Flair was the jobber? Like, you're telling me it was between those two and Charlotte was just there to be there? Like, what in the world is going on?
I don't know, man.
I don't know either.
I mean, obviously they're trying to pump some new blood. Okay.
I guess.
But if you're going to pump that new blood, man, pump it with the story, please.
Pump it with the story. I agree with that. So this is
Pump
what
it
you
with the story.
This is what you got at this point for the women's at current situation. You got Julia and Roxanne, who have been here for 6 minutes total. You've got Alexa, who's been gone, and then you've got Rhea, who is Rhea with 2 spots left. I would say the early favorite is Rhea, but like,
Does Rhea need it?
No. Well, Rhea don't need it. Alexa.
Mommy in the Bank, though, does sound good.
Yeah, it does sound good. Alexa, does she need it? No, but like, it wouldn't hurt. Roxanne, it feels
Makes
like
the most sense to me.
Yeah, but it feels like she's about to have her own thing with Liv Morgan, is my guess.
I just feel like with her in the Judgment Day now, let's just add another wrinkle to it.
Yeah, it could be. But the one thing that I do like about how this has played out so far, at least, is it could be any of the 4 of them.
True.
And I don't even know what the other qualifiers are, but like people we know that didn't qualify are like a Chelsea Green, who won't be in this, and various others. So we'll see where they go from here. But that's where the women and the Money in the Bank stand at this moment. Are you allowed to comment on what UFC card you may be on coming up? Is that something you can talk about?
I can't comment on it, but it rhymes with Phil.
Fair enough. Fair enough. You should be able to figure it out from from that.
I can't comment on it, but I might hang out with Cam Ward after.
That could work too. Would you be more
comment on it?
Okay.
But I might sing Ba with the Ba at Kid Rock's bar. Not gonna actually, but
would you be more or less fired up to fight if you walked to the cage and Cam Ward was sitting there?
And who? Oh, Cam Ward.
Yeah. Would that give you the extra motivation, or would you just be like, what is bro doing here?
I mean, to be fair, if Cam Ward was sitting side and when I get the dub, I'll probably go up to him and like shake his hand and then go psych Duval or something like that, you know? Something.
That would be cool.
Yeah, man.
That'd be good. That would be good a lot.
Trending.
Definitely. And then anyway, SmackDown. At the close, you had Fraxium and the Profits for the tag titles. And it was going about as you would expect. Fraxium was flying around. The Profits are very good, as we know. And then you had DIY show up with is she their newest member, I guess, in theory? Candice LeRae? Is that what we're doing here?
Candice LeRae, kind of a little throwback to NXT.
Yeah. So they show up, followed by the Motor City Machine Guns, and it's breaking down like all the SmackDown matches do on SmackDown tag team matches until the lights go out. And I was like, wait a minute. This could be good. And the lights came on and it was good. About time. Savannah, Georgia, the spot where the Wyatt Six return. Nicely done by Montez Ford doing the little I'm scared, so let me give one of those. I thought that was very well.
It's a nice touch.
And then the Wyatts, which we haven't seen this part of the Wyatts yet. They just went after everyone. Like before, it was like the Miz was being a jerk, so they went after the Miz. Gable was being a jerk, so they went after Gable. They went after everybody. And I'm wondering what that now means, but I was pretty excited for this, Austen. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, I was really excited. The crowd was electric. Huge pop. Which, I mean, I'm going to be honest, a part of me was thinking like, you know, when they do come back, how will they be received? Right? Because they weren't really, they had traction, but there was no like clear goal. What they're trying to do. They come back, man, goes nuts. I love it.
Oh yeah, so do I. The one thing, not the one thing, but one thing here, Alexa Bliss was in the building and was not with them, so we'll follow that. I still hate
Kasey, real quick, do you think them attacking the tag team means two of them will go after the tag team champions? Or is it just kind of a Rusev thing, just show up for the hell of it, makes zero sense, and then
Yeah, that's a good call. I'm hoping that it means two of them will go after the tag titles. But see, what would confuse me in this, and we talked about this a little bit, is like there's too many. Like before, it was Bray, and there was two of them for the most part. So if they win after the tag team titles, then they would have titles, and Bray could have a title, and everything would be happy. But here, if they were to win the tag titles, you'd still have two without them. So like I'm not sure what that looks like yet, because then in theory you could put Alexa Bliss with Nikki Cross if you go that route, and then they could have titles or not. Like the whole thing, like I still think there's questions about what that would look like. But it feels like they're trying.
You could do it like the New Day used to do it, or like the Fabulous Freebirds from way back in the day, where there's three of them. And they just, took turns wrestling, but they were still, quote unquote, tag team champs.
Yeah, you could. Although I think it'd be somewhat foul if you're in like a tag team match and they just tag Uncle Howdy in. It's like, okay, well, this is not what we bargained for here. Yeah. So yeah, I think I would guess they're probably going to go after the whole tag team division, but I guess yet to be seen. But either way,
they're going to go after Rusev.
They could go after Rusev. That would give him something to do. Either way, very excited to see him back on Bray Wyatt's birthday. So that was a nice, very nice.
I didn't even know
touch.
that.
Yeah. That was Bray Wyatt's birthday the other night when they came back. So all in all, good stuff. You go off the air, high point. I'm like, we're setting up for a good night on Saturday. Then Saturday came.
It was something.
All right, let's start with this part first. I understand that they're on NBC. And I understand NBC has to go to commercial.
Sure.
But this just felt like they never got in a rhythm.
No.
Like I said it earlier, CM Punk, Sami Zayn, Rollins, Braun Breaker had 3 breaks in a 13-minute match.
Yeah.
Like that was just not good. And I felt like the other ones, I've never felt like it was this clunky. Since they brought Saturday Night's Main Event back, I don't remember having this complaint, but it felt like every time they were getting into something, it's like, oh, we're going to commercial. And I'm just,
no, you're not wrong, Kasey. There was zero flow to that show.
Zero flow.
Like you watched it before I did, and then I watched it a little later. I was so disappointed with it, honestly. I didn't even text you about my thoughts. I was like, this kind of sucks.
Yeah, it was not great. So I will give you a quick, I'm going to ask you a trivia question. There was 5 matches on NBC. Mm-hmm. What do you think runtime was the longest match of the group?
Well, I don't think it was Cena.
Cena actually had the shortest match.
Yep. I don't think it was the main event.
It was not the main event.
Was it Chelsea Green?
It was not, even though that felt long.
Okay.
Seth Rollins, Braun Breaker, Sami Zayn, CM Punk was 13 minutes and 10 seconds. That's your longest match. Selena Vega, Chelsea Green, 5 minutes.
Okay, I was way off.
John Cena, R-Truth, 4 minutes and 25 seconds. Damian Priest, Drew McIntyre, 11 minutes, 50 seconds. And your main event for the World Heavyweight Championship, Jey Uso, Logan Paul, 9 minutes and 45 seconds.
Man.
It can happen.
Let it breathe, huh?
Let it do anything. Anyway, we get to the actual show. And listen, Rollins and Breaker, Sami Zayn and Punk, I thought was great. I thought that was
a great match.
They're doing what they were.
Probably the best one of the night. I mean, the bar was pretty low, I thought, but.
Yeah, definitely I thought the best match of the night. Getting what you thought, a lot of violence, those guys going at it. Another look at like the Braun Breaker in this faction, which you were like, hey, this is going to be good. And I'll take you through my live situation. I'm sitting there on the couch. And if you remember, they're outside of the ring. They're shooting it from outside the ring, and they're like in the corner, and they're like shooting, and they kind of pan up, and you see somebody just like run across at full speed on the other side in front of the announce table. They don't address it.
Yes.
Nothing happens. And I'm like, what the hell was that? And Amanda like looks, I'm like, somebody just ran into the thing. And then they pan and bro's getting tackled through the thing. I'm like, no! I was fired up. I was screaming and yelling. I was like, is that Bronson Reed? And it
was wild, man.
It felt like Cole and McAfee had no clue it was going to happen because they didn't say anything. Like they couldn't figure it out. For the longest time, I was like, what is happening? But boy, I was fired up.
It was crazy because the camera, like the way the camera was set up, you couldn't quite make out like who. I mean, you could kind of tell because hey, big dude, right? But it was wild how they set that whole thing up, and all of a sudden CM Punk just
gone through the barricade. And to be honest, I wasn't really sure how that was going to play out until until you get this moment, because Bronson Reed, the original murder, was Seth Rollins, if you remember. So
yeah.
Like there was a chance he was just mad at everybody. I don't know. And you could see a scenario. I think that he's mad at anybody that's bloodline adjacent. That was not the case though. I forget who pins who, but the point of the story is these guys eventually win with the help of Bronson Reed, and Bronson Reed becomes the third member of this absolute unit of a team that now includes Braun Breaker, the architect being Seth Rollins, the wise man Paul Heyman, and Bronson Reed. How about it? I'm not mad at it, Austen. Not mad at it.
Listen, you officially have my attention now with this. I think it's great because I didn't see it coming out.
No.
He was the last guy I would have expected to join that faction.
100%.
And I think it makes the most sense. I mean, yes, there was some bad blood there with CM Punk and Bronson Reed, but that seems to be squashed and everything. And now you have, the guard dog, whatever they're calling him, Braun Breaker, who's an absolute beast in himself. You have Bronson Reed, who, spoiler alert, absolute beast. And then you have the architect, who's good everywhere, in the mic, promos, in the ring, stylish. And you have the best manager of all. I feel like this is too big to fail, Kasey.
Too big to fail. A couple of things. I guess this means Bloodline is heavy paws.
Yes.
Would be my first thought. That whole rant I went on a couple of weeks ago, I guess I was dead wrong about restarting the Bloodline thing because Bronson Reed's a little busy. And I feel like Bronson
Well, and it's kind of funny how, I feel like Jeff Cobb took Bronson Reed's.
Yeah. That's, fair.
Yeah.
But, okay. If I like this better. I'll tell you, not than the whole Bloodline thing, but I'll tell you this. I like this group and what could be
better for Bronson Reed. Good for him.
Better for Bronson Reed for sure. So yeah, I guess and who knows where Roman Reigns is. So, and Jey Uso's busy. I'm not sure what Big Jim does on a day-to-day basis, but Solo and Fatu and Cobb are busy, or Mateo, whatever we're calling guy at this point. So Bloodline stuff fully paused, but this is a full go with Rollins and Breaker and Bronson Reed. I'm not mad at it at all. Then, okay. For 5 minutes and 10 seconds, we saw Selena Vega, Chelsea Green. Now, they added this on Friday night. And I would like to say that they had this idea before Friday night. But judging on the commercial break and how everything else was rushed, I truly believe they put this in. That night. Friday night, they're like, you know what? Let's do it. Because that
How you guys feeling? Ready to wrestle? Go wrestle.
Basically, is kind of how that went.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, Chelsea's getting it back. Because obviously.
Yep.
She did not. Spoiler alert.
Yeah. And back to the whole USA Chelsea thing. We just sidetracked the whole morning all black Chelsea.
Yep. She showed up as normal Chelsea. Yeah. Which,
Okay.
Yeah. That's why I was like, this is going to happen. Here's what's unfortunate, because obviously everybody's talking about this one spot that we'll talk about. I actually thought the actual real best spot of the whole night was from the top rope when she hit the whatever code red. I forget what Selena Vega's thing is called.
Yeah, it's everyone's got a different name for it, right?
Yeah.
Mexican Destroyer, Code Red,
Yeah.
Canadian Destroyer.
Whatever you want to call it. But the
Yes.
fact that Chelsea was already busted from the botch, so she's bleeding. And that spot off the top rope, I was like, that was actually sick. Like, that's a cool finish.
So here's the thing. Do you think that was the finish the entire time? Or do you think they improvised that?
Since they were so close on time, I think that was the finish the whole time. The 619 into that, I think, was supposed to be the finish. Although I could see a scenario
where she broke her nose, they called an audible?
Where they broke, yes. Like, I don't know if it was supposed to happen at that moment, but I bet that was the finish. Yeah. They may have just jumped it up. But, yeah, there's broken nose Chelsea. And look, good on Chelsea, because, like, she played this role with, like, the broken nose, and, like, she went backstage and recorded a bunch of stuff for social, and she's just walking around with the blood on her face. Great. Like, she's a great character. The 619 itself, I got no beef with Zelina Vega. But, like, why? I understand she learned from Rey Mysterio and that's her idol, all that stuff. Why is she doing the 619 in the first place? Like, Dom barely does it. Like, he's doing it a lot more now, but, like, why does she get to do it? I don't know. Like, I feel like this should be the last one.
And is there any finisher that you don't want to mess up more than the 619, where if you botch it, it looks bad?
Like that, yeah.
Like that?
I mean, you could, it not only, like, the thing with the 619 is not only does it look terrible if you botch it, you're very inclined to hurt somebody like this because, like, you're right there. Unfortunately, both things happen. Not great. Not great. Again, I love the spot to finish the match, but I kind of hate how it played out. But kudos to Zelina Vega for finishing it in that, and not, you know, not screwing up that what was going to be a big moment at the end.
Yeah, because that could have been real gnarly.
That could have been bad.
Like, I'd be a lot more nervous to do that, whatever you call the Code Red off the second rope, than a 619.
For sure. So, listen, I give her credit for doing that. And also, Chelsea should get a lot of credit for taking a broken nose and having this moment and going on social and recording herself and taking all the pictures. Like, they made the best out of a bad situation, I think.
I'm going to say this much, though, Kasey. And listen, we're big Chelsea Green guys. I wish she would have took it a little farther, though, after the match, of, like, stood up, screamed at Zelina Vega, because we saw what a broken nose did for Becky Lynch.
True.
A broken nose literally turned the entire WWE universe against Ronda Rousey.
That's a great point.
And put Becky Lynch on the map. Turned Becky Lynch into the man. Over a broken nose, over a little blood.
Fair. It's a great point.
Chelsea Green, I felt like, could have had that same treatment. She did share the great videos after the match. But if she would have been in that moment, stood up, wiped the blood, stared her down, sit him, my man.
Yeah, no, I think you're, it's a good call. I didn't even think about it, but I think you're absolutely right about that. I guess we'll see where they go from here with this, but they got to do something else with Chelsea, it looks like, because she's now lost twice to Zelina Vega. So I guess that ship has sailed. Okay. John Cena. Here comes John Cena in his classic heel John Cena look. Okay. Welcome to the ring. And I will say, R-Truth coming out to the John Cena entrance was fantastic. Like, when it happened, I was like, we got something here now. In the t-shirt.
John Cena's reaction to it, too, was funny.
That part was perfect. Truth has the custom t-shirt, and he's going like he's the...
Oh, dude, I was excited for this match. Like, okay, this is going to be good.
He's like the anti-world John Cena. Like, it all made perfect sense. And then they started wrestling. And I told you, I thought there was a scenario where this was a squash, and for a half second...
You called it, man.
I mean, don't get me wrong, 4 minutes, 25 seconds is a squash. But I would say less than 60 seconds in, he was already about to hit a 5-knuckle shuffle. And I was like, oh, crap. Yeah. Truth kicked out. So cool. Or actually, no, he puts him up for the AA and Truth gets out of it. And then Truth has his little run and hits the AA. And I'm like, Truth! And the crowd popped, which is what they wanted. But, like, it just did it a disservice. Like, you deserved... And, like, that was
so long in the making, Kasey.
Yeah. this isn't
silly.
even just like for the fans. I think R-Truth deserved better. And to be honest,
What?
I think Cena deserved better than that. Because, like, I don't know who's in charge of this at this point.
Mm-hmm.
And by the way, I don't know if you're keeping track. Guess how he won? The title's involved. There's a low, like, it's the same thing again. I don't know who's putting this together. And if it's John, then you know what, John, you go out how you want to go out. That's fine. But if it's not, what are we doing collectively? Because it was not fair to anybody. The people that paid money to be there, people watching on TV, John and Truth. I think the whole thing was just botched.
Listen, we want to get on AEW all the time about their storylines and everything. At least with AEW, though, while sometimes storylines could be lacking, they don't deliver, you're getting good quality matches in the ring.
Mm-hmm.
This storyline with R-Truth and John Cena didn't deliver. I don't think it was that great of a match. And you essentially ruined what could have been a story that was, 15 years in the making for what? A 5-minute squash match?
425.
Is it done? Is R-Truth gonna retire now or what? To me, that was his moment.
Yeah, I agree.
And you gave him 4 minutes and 25 seconds.
Yeah, it was good.
With maybe 20 seconds of offense.
Yeah. In a backdoor way,
ridiculous.
It is. In a backdoor way, the moment was the entrance, which
I guess.
Don't get me wrong, that shirt is selling hot on WWE Shop.
Good.
Don't get me wrong, like that part was
as it should.
That part was cool, but yeah, they didn't handle that correctly. And then, like, I would say, okay, like if you rushed into the Randy Orton thing, I thought, but I came around on it. You rushed into the R-Truth thing. I'm not going to come around on it. You probably have something big planned for Money in the Bank. Hold that thought. So we go to break with a victorious John Cena, and we come back to Jey Uso walking around the hallways, and then John Cena pulled a classic. Hey, you better be careful out there.
Be honest, did you think Jey Uso was going to die at the hands of Paul?
I'll tell you what I didn't. You know what I thought? This is going to be bad. Was my first thought. I was like, whatever happens here is not going to be good. And
sure.
Yeah, I mean, I was like, you got to be kidding me. Because for a half second, I was like, before he went into the Logan Paul thing, I was like, Jey Uso, John Cena, Money in the Bank for both titles. I was like, I could get involved, but then John's going to take both of them, and I don't like that.
Yeah.
But then he's like, you know how I'm going to ruin wrestling? I'm going to take Logan Paul, and he's going to beat you, and then we got a YouTuber, and I'm quitting. And I was like, not like this. But then I was like, where's Karrion Kross? Because Karrion Kross might have something to say about this.
True.
And so, yeah, we'll get back to that in a second, because then we had some wrestling. Damian Priest, Drew McIntyre, Jesse the Body Ventura on the call.
Oh my God, Kasey, the gift that keeps on giving.
He's unbelievable.
MVP of the night?
Oh, definitely. He was unbelievable. So,
do you think TKO, like whatever representatives are on the headphones listening to this, just being like, hey, shut this guy down?
Yes. There were multiple times in that match I was like, they're not happy with Jesse right now. What he's saying.
Even before that match, when they're talking about Logan Paul, and he goes, do you think Mike Tyson's going to take another dive? Can't say that.
Yeah, I mean,
Jesse.
Listen, I like the idea that Jesse is committed to, if this is the last time he's going to be on, he's saying what he wants to say. And if they don't invite him back, then so be it. But he got what he wanted to say. Yep. These two go into the steel cage, and it was violent. I really have no complaints other than I can't believe we're still going with this story. It was good. It was what I think we said this about the street fight. It was what you expected.
Yeah, it's what you expected, but then I go back to Drew McIntyre, CM Punk, Hell in the Cell.
Wasn't that?
Like how crazy that was.
Yeah.
And then you look at this steel cage match, which felt a little more diluted. And then the ending where he walked out, which I can't think of another time where a dude walked out like that.
It's been a while, right? Like,
it's been a long time. And Justin Body Ventura didn't even know that was a thing, I guess.
No. Punk or not? Was it Punk or was it Rollins? It was Rollins who was about to walk out a couple months ago on Punk, and then Roman grabbed him.
Correct.
And did that, so he didn't walk out. But yeah, so like I'm
Just
not
burying Damian Priest too.
killed him, and I'm not saying.
Do you think Damian Priest watched like the playback of it? It was just like,
well, part of me thinks that they wrote it that way because of the reaction. Because it's, in my opinion, it's stupid if he just walks out and Cole and McAfee are like, oh, that's it, it's over. But like the idea, I would love to know the behind the scenes of that. Because part of me is like, Jesse's not reading a script. Like he's just out there talking.
no.
So like, did they know that he was going to lose it? Like, did they just purposely not tell him that you could walk out? And then when he walked out, like they just were hoping for the best and they got it. Like, I would love to know what happened there, because to me, that made the whole match. He walks.
That was everything. But also, how doesn't he know that you can do that?
I don't know.
It's been the same way in cage matches since he was calling him back in the 70s or whatever.
I guess he's just never seen it. Like, it just doesn't happen.
Yeah.
And I loved how he was hammering home the point, like, they wouldn't even let us do this on NBC. Mike Cole was like, that's great, Jesse. And then they started talking about something else, and McAfee asked him a question. He's like, Pat, I just can't get over that we're doing this on NBC.
Out the door.
I was like, this
Just
is
walks out the
unbelievable.
door. Dude, it was so tattooed in his brain, living rent-free for the entire show. I can't believe he walked out the door.
So good. So
then-
perfect.
Get it? And I forgot the female ref's name.
Jessica Carr.
Getting on her about the count.
Oh, dude, he is sick of the slow count. This guy is sick of it. Like, he's trying to, what did he say? He was going to go to like the referee, whatever school, and figure out what was going on there. Just really quality
like
stuff.
he's doing everybody a service. Like, don't worry, I'll take care of this. Everybody,
I'm going to figure this out. No,
like, Kasey, I don't care. It's fine. Let it be.
like it made the whole thing for that match. And listen, shout out to Priest and McIntyre, who have been telling a story now for like a year. Shout out to Jesse for being there, because I think we needed you. And that let us.
The street is, I think McIntyre might take a little vacation now.
Yeah, he deserves it. I mean, the guy is constantly just losing, for one, and two, just head off the concrete, or like you mentioned, the match with CM Punk was violent. He's had many violent matches with McIntyre. Like, it's just a lot at this point. So good for him. Yeah. And maybe they can figure something out when he's gone, because like he feels too good to be doing the mid-card crap, to be honest. Now they do have a couple of those people, but like, yeah,
especially after the dude that held it down during COVID.
Yeah, you've done him no favors.
Yeah.
I'd like to see him Gunther, if Gunther were to become the champion again. I think that could be good.
That's got some
because
possibility.
Drew's one of the few that, like, I think firmly sits between heel and face, and it's totally fine.
Correct.
Like, you could get heel Drew one night, and that's fine, and the next week you could get face Drew, and it's like, oh, okay, that's cool too.
No, the dude can do it all.
And I think that would work well with Gunther, because then you could just make people hate Gunther even more. So we'll see, but, good for Drew if he has taken some time off. Leading us to the main event, Jey Uso, Logan Paul. I'm going to be honest with you, Austen.
Hit me with it.
Logan Paul did not have a great night.
Nope.
Logan Paul, it felt like, was out of position multiple times, because Jey Uso was pushing him around left and right where he was supposed to be.
Yeah. Wasn't the best.
Was not the best show.
Especially with, listen, all due respect to your boy, Kasey.
Yeah.
But if you got Jey Uso,
that's fair,
trying to tell you where you need to be in a wrestling match,
something's gone wrong.
Time to reevaluate.
Yeah, not good. Not good. And, even worse, in a 9-minute match, the main thing I remember is Logan Paul being in the wrong spot multiple times. Not great. I am Logan Paul's biggest fan. Like, I'm here for Logan Paul. Was not good. And for most of the night, I was like, please God, don't let him win, because this is not good. Like,
yeah, that would have been a bad setup.
That would have been a bad setup. Not good at all. And then good news, if you had missed it, let's see, the first match was 11 minutes before that. So if you had not been there for the last 20 minutes, you missed John Cena in the back going up to Jey Uso and said, hey, look out.
Yep.
Here comes John Cena. And I was like,
Almost full circle.
And I was like, okay. This could still be Jey Uso, John Cena. Like, you could still get to this point, I guess.
Yeah.
Never once in a million years, even though he posted at Epic Universe in Orlando, was there for the grand opening, rode all the rides in a 3-piece suit. This guy never takes the suit off. Maybe wear gym shorts once in your life. Doesn't do that. Riding roller coasters in a 3-piece suit. What is he doing? Nonetheless, it never crossed my mind until it did. And to be honest, thank God it did. Because Cody Rhodes is back.
Yep.
Crossroads to Cena. Jey Uso somewhere along the line pins him. I forget exactly how that played out. But John Cena comes out, gets Crossroads. I think Jey hits him with a spear or whatever, and then he pins him. But huge, massive pop. The people still love Cody. It was questionable there when he left, but good reaction to Cody when he showed back up.
Yeah, great reaction to Cody. I'm going to be honest, Kasey. Once I saw this, a part of me thought, why didn't he do it during R-Truth? So R-Truth can get the win. It wasn't a title match. At least,
good.
like, but I get it. You're trying to do this tag team thing now. Great to see Cody back. That's how you end the show. Makes a lot of sense. Roller Coaster is back. But how do you feel about the tag? Because I'm not gonna lie, man. Like they teased, they're like, all right, we'll see you at Money in the Bank. And I'm just kind of like, okay.
So I'm glad you brought that up because I'm watching the clock when Cody Rhodes comes out because I know they're not going 1 second over because NBC has to run reruns of Bad Bloods. They have to have Tom Selleck out there in NCIS, wherever, for the 90th. So I know I'm not getting 1 extra second here. So I'm watching the clock.
Love Bad Bloods.
Oh, the olds love it. They love Tom Selleck.
Love some Bad Bloods now.
I'll tell you what. And so I'm watching the clock. I'm like, this is going to be dicey here because I don't think this is just going to be a, whatever. Then Cody has a microphone. And I'm like, you don't have time, brother.
Tom's coming in.
We got Tom Selleck. Tom Selleck thinks it's Tiffy time. He's trying to get on for the 9 millionth time. And I'm like, this Tommy time. I'm like, this better be quick, Cody. And a million things he could have said. I'm back. Could have said the F word again. He could have said anything. He said, we'll see you at Money in the Bank. And then immediately cut. So I don't know how he knew if there was a clock, but bro should get an Emmy Award just for getting out on time. Now, back to the actual question you asked me. I hate it, pretty much. You don't like it at all. You should be excited, Kasey, because it's your dude with John Cena, the GOAT. I should like it. You're definitely not wrong. On when he first said it, I looked at Amanda. I said, I hate that a lot. Do not like it at all. Since I've thought about it a little bit longer, I'll give you this. Money in the Bank, in my opinion, has absolutely nothing to do with the actual title holders. Like, they don't even need to play it. Like, Money in the Bank is there for that singular thing for the men and women. You don't need to try to outdo it. You don't need to try to one-up it. So, from that perspective, I'm like, okay. Like, you're not going to have Jey, in a title match. You're not going to have Cena in a title match. You're going to have Becky and Lyra, which we'll get to here in a second. But, like, you do have some of those title matches, but none of the huge big ones unless Io defends her title. But I was like, But, like, I'm just... I don't know. I'm not fully in. I mean, am I going to watch? Of course.
Yeah.
But, like, what am I accomplishing here? Because I know the end goal. It's John Cena, Cody Rhodes again. The only thing that I think makes me really excited about this is if Logan Paul were to turn on John Cena, because I still think Logan Paul somehow is going to be the one that gets the belt from John Cena. So if you start that story, maybe. Okay. But, like, I think what this is just wasting time before you do Cody and John again is my thing at SummerSlam, is my guess.
So, Kasey, I've been a big proponent saying it's not going to be Logan Paul that picks up John Cena.
Uh-huh.
But seeing how, I think this is more of a TKO thing. They love them some influencers. They love them some stars in the crowd.
They do.
I almost wonder if, like, was going to overwrite whatever they had planned and be like, yeah, put the belt on Logan Paul because that's what's best for business.
Would I be mad? No. But
Sure.
Do I love how you explain that? Not really, because it's making a lot of sense, and I don't want Logan to win it that way.
No, and that's the way you should feel about it.
Yeah.
Because it almost feels cheap, right? It almost feels
Definitely.
like, well, you got a lot of Instagram followers. Here's the belt.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Never mind, you're a dynamo in the ring, usually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll see. We'll see where that goes. But an interesting conclusion to Saturday night's main event. And it was just okay. Just okay.
Yeah.
Real quick before we get to Raw, as that was happening, or no, the next night, I'm sorry, on Sunday night, we go from a 2-hour commercial fest to a 5-hour extravaganza for AEW. Like, the one thing about Tony Khan is, like, I'm sure he's gotten some feedback that's like, hey, these are pretty long. Tony's like,
all killer, no filler, man.
I do not care. I'm going to wrestle everybody on the roster in a 5-hour span, and that's what we're going to do. It didn't end until after midnight. And I was like, now here's the thing. I did not watch the full thing, but I peeked in for parts, and I peeked in for the main event, and I did not leave. I watched all like 40 minutes of that because it was pretty damn good.
It was good.
But
good
like
storytelling.
All of the other crap,
emotional.
You could have pulled some, like there's got to be some difference between 5-minute, 4-minute John Cena matches and a 5-hour show. Like there's got to be some happy medium, but at the moment, nobody's finding it because WWE's going short and Tony Khan is going long.
Yep. To Tony Khan said, you want wrestling? You're going to get some wrestling? And Tony Storm making out with Marina Shikawa or whatever too as well.
Yeah, it's an interesting bit, huh?
Yeah, whatever, man. It's wrestling.
Yeah, I'm going to give Tony Storm a pass because, like, you know, she's been great. And the character's fantastic. Yeah. She gets a pass. But, all right, I guess. Why not? Sure.
Push the boundaries. I don't know.
It will be just
Attitude Era.
For those, that's one way to look at it. For those that didn't see it, it will be Mercedes Moné and Tony Storm at All In. Should be good, in theory.
Yeah.
And it will be what was the main event was Ospreay and Hangman. Hangman gets the win, and it will be Hangman and Moxley for the title at All In. I would love to tell you that I think Hangman's going to get it. But I think Tony Khan and AEW are just goofy enough to build this whole thing now that they're going to build for a month or so, a little longer than a month. Go to All In, have a 6-hour show, and after midnight, out of that 6-hour show, have Moxley win again.
Yeah, I mean,
I will not be happy
point now where I feel like the guy's never going to lose.
Never. He's LeVar Ball.
Yeah,
undefeated, never lost.
To be fair, he did lose a leg.
Yeah, that's a good point. I forgot about that. But his record on the court is undefeated, never lost.
True.
So, but anyway, Ospreay and Hangman, unbelievable. Just what you would expect. But I mean, just Ospreay's Ospreay. And I feel like every time we talk about Hangman, like we establish that he's good, but like what was cool for that is like everyone knows Hangman's good, but like to beat Ospreay in that type of match, like it's a great moment.
Dude, it was a great combination of obviously Ospreay's speed, high flying theatrics, and then Hangman always kind of surprising you with how athletic he is, but also just the sheer power and strength. Those guys match up really nicely.
Mm-hmm. It's good. It's really, really quality stuff. Also, earlier in the night, I believe Swerve Strickland got his tongue stapled.
Yes.
There's a give and take. I mean,
we just gonna give the guy the belt back. I mean, the guy's sacrificing so much.
The guy is
contract.
The guy's gone through a lot.
Kasey, one last AEW thing.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think Hangman's gonna be the guy to take it off Mox, or is Darby gonna take it off Mox?
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that a couple weeks ago. Darby did it, bro. He climbed Mount Everest.
Mount Everest gonna come back down to sea level, so in shape. Lungs so full of oxygen.
It's true.
He's gonna be wrestling 5-hour Iron Man matches.
I want to be
Like
perfect.
people think like, All In. It's All In next, right?
All in, yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be a 6-hour show. 5 of those hours
Are Darby.
will be Darby Allin wrestling.
It's just a gauntlet. They just keep bringing
Just
it back.
just a Darby Allin gauntlet.
They call it the Mount Everest match. How many humans can he defeat after returning
Allin
from
back
Mount
to
Everest?
sea level gauntlet.
I want to be perfectly clear here.
Sure.
If Darby Allin, who climbed Mount Everest, got to the top, survived, took pictures, climbed back down, came back to the United States, goes to All In or wherever this is going to be, whichever part of the continental United States he goes to, waits to the main event, wrestles John Moxley, and loses? Bro, I got to have a conversation with Tony Khan. I got to. I don't know who got his number. Brent might.
We got to talk to Brent.
You might. Somebody got his number. I'm calling because this man climbed Mount Everest. We can't give him the title.
Right. And especially I feel like he's like in terms of kids, like he's the guy.
Yeah.
Right. Like the kids love Darby Allin. Imagine if he loses. Squashed.
Because it's going to be part of the story. Like, I climb Mount Everest. Now I'm going to conquer you. All this stuff.
Yeah.
And loses?
And then the Death Riders will take their truck up Mount Everest and be like, oh, so what? Now what? What happens when the Death Riders go climb Mount Everest and they start choking out and killing Sherpas? You're going to see a Sherpa with a plastic bag around his face.
That would be something.
Darby, I found your Sherpa.
Like, is it bad that in my head I'm like, they might do that? Like, they might.
Tony Khan, book it right now.
Tony could make that happen.
Find the Sherpa that helped Darby Allin get to the top of Mount Everest. Have the Death Riders go visit that Sherpa, and it's plastic bag time.
It's like a cold open to Dynamite. You're just panning like a snowy mountain. And then out of nowhere, the truck just flies by, and you're like, what in the world's happening? And it's the Death Riders. They just break into like some Mount Everest camp. They just pull out the bags.
John Moxley still wears a black t-shirt. Not even bundled up.
It could happen. It could happen.
I can't wait. I hope it does.
I don't. Unfortunately, I don't think it'll be Hangman. So maybe it'll be Darby. Hopefully, it'll be Darby when he returns from his excursion. All right, very quickly through Raw.
Can I say one
and,
thing first?
Yeah, absolutely.
Tom Segura, Burt Kreischer, we're all good.
Okay. Yeah, no, I'm with you.
I'm good.
Yeah, I'm good.
I'm fine.
Didn't need it.
We're good.
They're funny, but
okay.
I'm good.
Yeah.
They weren't funny in the show, but like their stand-up is not bad.
Dude, I love them. I love their comedy.
Yeah.
But they're super entertaining.
Yep.
Don't need them there, though.
Nope, all good.
All good.
What about Waka Flocka Flame? Were you in for that, or?
Just to hear Michael Cole say he was playing some of his jams.
Yeah, that was
worth the price of admission, I feel like.
That's fair. I'll give you that. I respect that decision. But yeah, I would agree with you on what you said there. Rollins, Heyman, Reed, and Breaker opened the show. This was interesting because I like how they're like turning on the crowd in a way. Like Seth's like, you sang my song, but then you're chanting profanity at me, which they were getting after him a little bit there. I'm not really sure how to feel about that. Like, I think it works. Like, I think in the character, I think it's fine, but it's interesting. The crowd is conflicted.
Kasey, so Chris Jericho told me this one time. I interviewed him at a press conference after an AEW show. And I asked him, like, you're a heel. Do you find it when you play your song, like, is it kind of sending a bad message because everyone wants to sing along with you? And I remember what he told me. He told me, he's like, anytime you can get the crowd involved to sing your song, whether you're a heel or a face, you do it. And I immediately thought back to Seth Rollins because I was thinking, like, dude, should you cut the whole song off and have something new?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, I mean, I like the song, but I mean, it does.
I love this song, but good. Like, if you're trying to be a heel.
Yeah, no, I hear you.
Yeah.
I guess we'll see what they do going forward, but crowd was not super excited to see him. Although I was excited to see Bronson Reed in the new unit. First match of the night, Penta, Chad Gable, Dragon Lee. I'm like, holy crap, it's going to happen.
I love the whole time, too. Penta, fresh on the scene, big superstar, been getting some big matches. Chad Gable, one of the best wrestlers going. some other guy wearing a mask.
Yeah, basically. That's exactly how I remember it as well,
Yeah.
which just was not right.
But had the best move of the night, I thought.
Had the moment of the night flying out of nowhere at 6 million miles per hour over the announce desk. Like, that was gnarly. That was good stuff.
Keep my ass in catering anymore.
Exactly. He's like, that's what you get. Spoiler alert, Dragon Lee did not win.
Yeah.
But serious question, how did Chad Gable survive that? Because not only was he dropped square on his head, his face then exploded in a different spot. He posted he's got an insane cut above his eye. He's got a black eye. Like, how did he survive?
I have no idea, man. And still put on a hell of a match.
He's so good.
That was a great match. That
so good.
That was good.
All of them. Dragon Lee played his part too. Like, and Penta's obviously good. Penta gets the win. So the dream of Chad Gable and El Grande both being in the match, the Money in the Bank match, are over. But I do think I have found the new payoff to El Grande.
Hit me with it.
El Grande qualifies, and then he finally beats the Luchador by getting Money in the Bank over Penta, and then the grand reveal, I am indeed El Grande. If it's him, I don't know. It might not be.
Yeah. That'd be so stupid, but so funny at the same time.
Yeah, it would, for sure. But listen, my dreams of them both being in the match apparently have died now that Chad Gable survived, which is important, but Penta gets the win. Roxanne Perez brings Dom some chicken nuggets. I'm like, we're going to keep telling that story. Nope. Is that Liv Morgan back from Japan?
Record skip.
Dom, listen, my guy. Generational run, but maybe figure it out, dog.
He's got to figure it out a little bit.
This is crazy.
Carlito had a nice little one-liner. Maybe you shouldn't be eating the nuggies or whatever.
Yeah, Carlito's still making those one-liners good. Finn is loving what he's seeing. I don't mind this. I got no problem with what we're doing here.
It's fine. Yeah, I like it. Dude, I like Roxanne Perez. I really do.
Yeah.
I think she fits in well with those guys.
Yeah, without a doubt. So we'll see where we go from there. Mr. No Reaction himself, Rusev, had a match. And not one person.
A squash match against. I thought they were gonna give like Tozawa at least like 5 minutes of just like he's the underdog and let's see.
Nope, killed him.
Let's squash him in 20 seconds.
Rusev killed him. Straight up. Sheamus came out to a little bit of a reaction.
Now we're talking.
Well,
they have my attention.
The crowd didn't care at all because they got face to face, and the crowd was like, So I guess we're doing Sheamus Rusev. Okay. I got no problem with it, but, I still don't understand why Rusev is there fully. The New Day retain their tag titles over the Creeds and the War Raiders. Those matches are just madness. The 6-man tag where you can just tag anybody. A lot of chaos. Creeds are great. Still.
Creed brothers once again, yeah.
You could 2 minutes left, by the way. By the way, you could. It wouldn't even be a hard sell if you said, "Hey, we're gonna make Chad Gable a champion. We're gonna make Ivy Nile a champion. And we're gonna make the Creeds tag champs." I'd be like, "Great,
yeah,
sign me up."
Time.
Yeah, Ivy Nile beats Lyra, I guess, and I guess Gable beats Jey Uso, and then there we go.
Or I guess maybe you move brands and she gets Vega, whatever, but something.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a hard sell. I think people would buy into it. Jey Uso, and Gunther face to face because now Gunther will face Jey Uso on some
Kasey.
random Raw.
That was a rough promo from Jey Uso.
That was not great.
It was a rough one.
It was not great.
I think he forgot his lines.
It may be time that we get Gunther back as the champion.
It was a rough one.
It may be time. Liv Morgan gets a match against Kairi Sane, and Kairi Sane gets the win. Raquel was out there. Roxanne was out there. There was a whole big mess, but nonetheless, Kairi Sane gets the win over Liv Morgan. Lyra and Becky face to face. Them two were spitting a little bit, getting a little personal.
Spitting a little bit now.
I like that. I wasn't necessarily thrilled that we were running it back, but you know what? I'm in. Why not?
Unhinged Becky's pretty fun.
Unhinged Becky's good. Lyra's finally doing something, so I like that part too. So I'm all good there. Karrion Kross got to be on television, which was absolutely fantastic.
For what, 20 seconds? Cool.
20 seconds. I think something bigger is going to happen. I don't have any ideas.
What do you mean you think it better?
I'll give you that. Yeah, better. You're not wrong about
Everyone's got the signs. Top selling shirt. Hey, TKO.
Figure it out.
Push them.
Figure it out. And then your main event, Rollins, Sami Zayn, Finn Balor. Great match, doing what they do. Then Bronson Reed got involved. Then Braun got involved. Then Dom threw a chair. Then Jey Uso came out of nowhere, kicking people. And then the chair didn't work out in the favor of Finn Balor. Stomp on the chair. Seth Rollins is going to Money in the Bank. No surprise. CM Punk, we're here, we're there. Just kidding, he's over there. Go to sleep. Good night. And off the air we go. So it seems like we're still doing.
Great sell by Seth Rollins, by the way, too, in that.
On this, yeah, for sure. Absolutely. Yeah. It was golden. So a lot to get in there. We got it all in, though, on the Scrap House this Wednesday night. We'll do it again next Wednesday, and whenever we can talk wrestling on the Brett and Austin show, I guess we'll try to fit that in.
Let's get it in there, man.
Well, Austin, I'll see you tomorrow. I'll be on Brett and Austin.
95.
You have fun with your potted plant bowl there.
I will.
$5.95. I might get you some for when you come back.
All right, man. Wait, a pot or a plant?
Just the pot, no plant.
Oh, just the pot? Okay.
They'll be sitting in the studio waiting for you when you get back.
All right, yeah. Well, if you go to IKEA, get me some of those meatballs, too.
Meatballs and pots. I can do that. All right, we got to go. Scrap House out.
All right, man.
See ya.